everybody, it is me, Gregory Mannarino, and this is my newest segment of Markets to Look Ahead. People, it's a big week. A big week for a lot of reasons here. So what's going to happen this week? Well, it's the Federal Reserve. They're going to sum up their meeting, a 2-day meeting, like they already don't know what they're going to do. And I'm going to tell you what they're going to do and what the market is anticipating. Keep in mind, in all the years I've been out here talking about the Federal Reserve and what they would do, I mean, we're talking about over a decade, I have been wrong twice. So my record is, I don't know, about 98%. So I'm going to give you a big heads up as to what's going to happen this week with the Federal Reserve, and it's going to move the market. There's just no doubt about it. Let's start off with this. What do we know is going on right now? What does it boil down to? At the present time, the Federal Reserve, I mean, they're literally buying it all. At least, keep this phrase in mind. Every month, right now, the Federal Reserve is buying at least $120 billion worth of debt. There's no cap. So I want you to think about that as I move forward here with this video. That's the bottom line. That's the minimum that they're going to buy each month, plus another $40 billion in mortgage-backed securities. You understand? Okay, it's pretty incredible. I outlined for all of you last week that the European Central Bank is increasing asset purchases. Okay, what does that mean? The Fed must follow suit. So all this talk about tapering, it's a joke. It's not going to happen. Okay, but that does not mean that this market isn't concerned about it. And although last week the S&P 500 hit not one but two new all-time record highs, these gains have been muted because of the fact that we got this big week with the Fed. And the market wants to be reassured yet again that the Fed is going to continue to do what they are doing. Understand, without the Fed in here buying all these assets, artificially suppressing rates, providing artificial demand for the market, artificial demand for mortgages, the stock market would be shredded. It would probably be cut by 60%. You heard that right. 60, maybe more than that. This is all fake. Nothing is what it seems. There is no price discovery in this market whatsoever. Not a single asset today has a real price discovery mechanism behind it because of what the Federal Reserve is doing, this scam that they're pulling on the world. Understand what I'm talking about here. The debt market is the largest aspect of the global markets. So when you have central banks collectively around the world artificially suppressing rates, providing, artificial liquidity to the market, nothing becomes real. Okay, it's a twisted mechanism because every asset derives value as to what's occurring in the debt market. So the stock market itself, the dollar, and pretty much everything else could be considered a derivative of the debt market because it derives value because of what's happening in the debt market. You understand? So we're living in some kind of a twisted derivative market that is so bad and so absolutely distorted. It's very difficult to get your head around it. And believe me, even for a guy like myself who studies this market pretty much 24 hours a day, every day, I know it's insane and it makes me insane. It's hard for me to grasp it. That's the magnitude of the situation here. But the fact of the matter is we are caught up in some kind of a thing that has yet to be defined. Again, we've never seen what's happening right now. The Federal Reserve's balance sheet just crossed $8 trillion. Now that's just face value, people. I want you to understand what I'm talking about again here. At face value, the Federal Reserve's balance sheet is $8 trillion. Okay, what about the layers and layers of derivatives that are underneath that? It's monumentally higher than that. Okay, nothing is what it appears to be at face value because of derivatives. Okay, derivatives, and I know derivatives because I am a derivative trader. Okay, so if you have even the slightest clue about how derivatives work, your mind will get completely blown. Again, let's say you have asset XYZ. Okay, a derivative is a side bet. Okay, and then there are derivatives on top of derivatives, layers of them, and layers and layers and layers of derivatives. It's astronomical. No one actually knows because the number is too big. It's probably, I know people are saying it's probably in the quadrillions. If you look at the overall global derivative market, it's in the multiple quadrillions. And the crazy thing about it is it's not real. It doesn't exist. But yet it influences these markets on an unbelievable scale. It's too big. Like I'm saying right now, your mind is probably blown. But that's the truth here. And what's the point of derivatives? Leverage. Everybody wants to be leveraged and hyper leveraged in this market. It's a crazy thing, but that's how the market functions off of derivatives. Now, if we're talking about debt derivatives, like I just alluded to, the Federal Reserve's balance sheet, I mean, it's unbelievable. Dollar-denominated derivatives, it's mind-blowing. It really, really is. Okay, so with that aside here, like I explained last week, the market is more or less of a holding pattern waiting to hear from the Fed. Now, what's the Fed going to do? Nothing. Zero. Again, the market wants to be reassured that the Fed is going to keep doing what it's doing, and that's exactly what it's going to do. The announcement is going to be the Fed is going to maintain its current level of asset purchases. However, remember what I said at the beginning here. At least $120 billion in debt a month plus $40 billion in mortgage-backed securities. And this is the bottom line. This is, they can go wherever they want to. There's no top here. Being that the ECB is increasing asset purchases, the Fed will follow suit. Let me just refer back to the Federal Reserve's balance sheet. Today, the Federal Reserve's balance sheet stands at over $8 trillion. This is higher than most countries on Earth, most nations on Earth. Okay. And it's rising at its fastest pace ever. Do you think this is an accident? Again, the more debt the Federal Reserve is allowed to issue, or any central bank, what just happened? This G7 meeting, we had the meeting of the retards, you know, the leaders of the world. They're not leading a damn thing. And they're all saying that they're going to continue to stimulate their economies. Where does the cash come from? Duh! It comes from central banks. Nations around the world are broke. The United States, the largest debtor nation in the history of the planet. And all that debt is coming from the Federal Reserve. You understand? This is why I'm telling you that nothing is real. And world leaders, all of them, they're working towards empowering their central banks. They're allowing their central banks to take over the planet. That's exactly what has happened, creating a global state of slavery. Okay, nation slaves, individual slaves. People today are carrying their highest debt loads ever. Personal debt, consumer debt at all-time record highs, debts and deficits exploding. Just as I have outlined for all of you, would happen at an accelerated pace from years ago. You understand? So what we are going to do, you and I, is what we've always been doing. We're not going to deviate from our plan. Our plan is very simple. Bet against this hyperbubble in debt. Become your own central bank, people. Again, and I'm going to say it, do it right now. Open up a new window right now as we speak and look up the Dow gold ratio and then the gold silver ratio, and you will see that what I've been explaining to you is true, that silver is the most undervalued asset in the history of the world at this particular time. So if you have to choose a single asset, one, that you should be hoarding, it's physical silver. I love gold. I love platinum and palladium too. I own them all. But silver is it to me. I also believe, I still believe this, cryptocurrencies is where you need to be. You need to be taking advantage of this current free fall, okay, in cryptos. We've seen this before, okay? And in my view, it's going back up. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. Okay, I know this is getting kind of long, but I want to outline a few other things for you. Crude oil right now, just about $71 a barrel. No surprise to you. All of you who follow this blog knew that crude was going to hit 70. I kept telling you within a relatively short period of time. Well, boom, here we go. The dollar. The dollar has gotten a knee-jerk higher recently, which has also muted stock gains because, again, there is this confusion as to what the Fed is going to do this week. Some people believe, sincerely, that, and there's even some YouTube blogs out here, some bloggers talking about it, that the Fed is going to start tapering. No, the Fed is not going to start tapering, especially in light of what the ECB is doing right now. Again, the Fed will follow suit and increase asset purchases. You're not supposed to know this. You understand? It's very simple. It's very easy to put this all together. Okay, with that put aside, I think you have a very good handle on this market, what you can expect this week. Watch that 10-year yield. Okay, 10-year yield right now has gone down a little bit. Why? Again, when you see the 10-year yield drop, cash is making its way into the debt market, knee-jerk higher in the dollar. This is a little bit of fear. Despite that, we hit 2 new record highs this week with regard to the S&P 500 the past week. So we're going to have to keep our eyes on these things, people. And again, if you're on my team, if you've been with me, you are in all the right spots. All of the right spots right now. I promised you all from a long time ago, I'll keep you on the right side of this market. And that's exactly what I have been doing for a very long time. And not just the stock market, every aspect of this market. That's really the truth. Okay, another announcement. Okay, this whole July 4th party, people, I have a venue now. It's at the Westin Lake, Las Vegas. I will place a link to that in the description of this video. So again, look, listen to what I'm telling you. This is a free party. There is no strings attached. It's being bankrolled by me and the Barrel Buddies. We're paying for it, okay? And I do need a minimum amount, at least just to cover this stuff. So it's free. This is a free July 4th party in Las Vegas. Bring a friend. Bring 2 friends. Bring your whole freaking family. I don't care who you bring. Just come. You understand? I want to meet you. We're going to have a blast. We're going to eat, drink. We're going to have music. We're going to watch the fireworks. And it's freaking free. So I want to know if you're coming to this party. Please comment. Greg, I'm coming to the party. And I'm bringing 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 people. Bring whoever you want. Bring. Just come. Okay, we're going to have a blast out here. Again, that's July 4th at the Westin Lake, Las Vegas. As a matter of fact, I will place a link to the Westin Lake, Las Vegas website in the description of this video. You got to see this place. It's outrageous. And lastly, as a piece of fun, last Friday, I became a pharaoh. Yes, I have now joined the Pharaohs, the oldest car club in the United States. So Gregory Mannarino was now a pharaoh. And I'm very excited about that. So I'll be going to all the Pharaoh events. And you can follow the Pharaohs on their Facebook page, Pharaohs Northwest Las Vegas. Let me see if it says it on here real quick. I don't think so, but let me just do it. No, it don't. Anyway, so that's it. People, you know the deal. You got this whole market covered inside out, backwards, and sideways. I got you all in the right spots. I've told you what would happen before it did. And it's right here, right now, in our face. And we're going to take advantage of it. Nothing's going to get by you or me. All right? Lastly, okay, one more time, this party here in July 4th. Bring yourself, bring your friends. I don't care. It's free. Just come. There's no strings attached here. link in the description of this video to the venue, and I want to know if you're coming. So please just say, hey, Greg, I'll be there. And I'm bringing 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 friends, 20 friends. I don't care. You just come. All right. With that said, I'll see you in the morning. That's it.